Picture this, a 72-year-old woman strapped into a parachute, heart racing, as she jumps out of a plane at 10,000 feet. Not because she has to, but because she wants to feel alive. That's the story of Margaret, who decided that retirement wasn't the end of adventure, it was just the beginning. Margaret's story is one of many that will inspire you today. This video is all about retirees who are proving that age is just a number and adventure knows no limits. They've shared 15 powerful lessons on how to stay curious, active, and fearless, no matter where you are in life. These aren't just stories, they're roadmaps to living a fuller, more exciting life. Whether you're retired, planning for the future, or just looking for a spark of inspiration, you're about to discover tips that could change your perspective forever. So buckle up, because we're diving into the wisdom of these incredible adventurers starting now. So, what's the secret ingredient that keeps these retirees embracing life with open arms? It's simple curiosity. The first lesson we're diving into is all about embracing curiosity daily. For these adventurers, curiosity isn't just a fleeting interest, it's a way of life. They've mastered the art of asking questions, exploring new ideas, and stepping outside their comfort zones, no matter their age. Take Robert, for instance. At 76, he decided to learn Italian not because he needed it, but because he wanted to connect with the culture during his trip to Tuscany. Or consider Helen, who picked up a paintbrush for the first time at 68 and discovered a hidden talent for watercolor that now fills her home with vibrant landscapes. These stories show us that trying new things isn't just for the young. It's for anyone willing to take that first step. Whether it's enrolling in a cooking class, picking up a musical instrument, or even dabbling in astronomy, retirees are proving that feeding your curiosity can open doors you never knew existed. And here's the beauty of it: curiosity doesn't demand perfection. It's about the joy of discovery, the thrill of learning, and the little moments that make life richer. So, what could you try today that might spark your own sense of wonder? As we move forward, we'll uncover how this mindset of curiosity ties into staying physically active, another key to unlocking a life full of adventure. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something that goes hand in hand with curiosity: staying physically active. If curiosity is the spark, physical health is the fuel that powers the engine of adventure. For many retirees who live vibrantly, maintaining an active lifestyle isn't just about staying fit. It's about creating a foundation that allows them to tackle new experiences with energy and confidence. Think about Margaret, an 81-year-old retiree who decided to take up hiking after years of working a desk job. At first, it was just short walks around her neighborhood, but soon she was scaling trails in national parks, marveling at views she never thought she'd see in person. Or consider Alan, who rediscovered his love for swimming and now participates in local competitions, proving that age is no barrier to pursuing passions. These retirees are proof that physical activity doesn't have to mean running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about finding something that excites you, whether it's dancing, cycling, or even gardening. The key is consistency. Small, regular efforts add up over time. By staying active, they not only boost their physical health but also enhance their mental clarity and emotional resilience. And here's the best part: these activities often lead to new friendships and opportunities, further enriching their lives. As we continue, we'll explore how staying active ties into building a supportive community, another crucial element in the Adventurous Retirees Toolkit. As we move forward, it's time to explore how staying active naturally leads to another essential piece of the puzzle: building connections. Adventure isn't just about what you do, it's also about who you do it with. For retirees who embrace exploration, cultivating a supportive community and seeking out new friendships become cornerstones of their journeys. Imagine having people around you who not only share your passions but also inspire you to dream bigger and go further. That's exactly what these retirees have discovered. Take Susan, for instance. After joining a local hiking club, she didn't just find trails to explore, she found lifelong friends who cheered her on every step of the way. Or consider Harold, who stumbled upon an online forum for retirees interested in bird watching. What started as swapping tips about binoculars turned into organizing group trips to wildlife sanctuaries across the country. These stories highlight how shared interests can blossom into meaningful relationships. Whether it's through joining travel groups, signing up for cooking classes, or participating in volunteer programs, retirees are proving that companionship can be found in the most unexpected places. And the beauty of it is that these connections don't just enhance adventures, they often spark entirely new ones. After all, having someone by your side who shares your zest for life makes the journey even more rewarding. With this in mind, let's now turn our attention to how financial planning can help make these adventures not only possible but also sustainable over time. Now that we've seen how meaningful connections can elevate adventures, let's shift our focus to something just as crucial, making those adventures not only possible but sustainable. For many retirees, the key lies in mastering the art of financial planning, preparation, and adaptability. It's about striking a balance between being intentional with resources and staying open to life's surprises. Imagine setting out on a journey knowing you've planned for both the expected and the unexpected. That's exactly what these retirees have figured out. Take Margaret, for instance. She spent months mapping out an affordable road trip along the Pacific coast. She researched free camping spots, discounted attractions, and even timed her travels to avoid peak season prices. But here's the twist: halfway through her trip, a sudden storm forced her to change her route. Instead of panicking, she embraced the detour and discovered a hidden gem, a small coastal town known for its vibrant art scene. This unexpected turn became the highlight of her adventure. Then there's George, who swears by the power of flexibility. He often books refundable accommodations and keeps a loose itinerary, allowing him to pivot when opportunities arise. Recently, he stumbled upon a last-minute deal for a river cruise in Europe, something he'd always dreamed of but thought was out of reach. By keeping a financial buffer and staying adaptable, he turned that dream into reality. These stories underscore the importance of planning ahead while leaving room for spontaneity. From setting aside a dedicated travel fund to researching cost-effective options, retirees are proving that financial mindfulness doesn't mean sacrificing excitement, it enhances it. As we wrap up this trio of lessons, let's transition into redefining what adventure truly means, because sometimes the most memorable experiences don't require a passport or a plane ticket. As we move from the practicalities of planning and flexibility, let's turn our attention to a concept that can transform how we view adventure altogether. For many retirees, adventure isn't about chasing the extraordinary in far-off places, it's about finding the extraordinary in the everyday. This shift in perspective is powerful because it opens up endless possibilities. Take Linda, for instance. She didn't need to travel across the globe to feel the thrill of discovery. Instead, she started taking weekend camping trips just an hour away from her home. She found joy in waking up to birdsong, cooking meals over a campfire, and stargazing without the distraction of city lights. These small escapes became her version of paradise, reminding her that adventure is often closer than we think. And then there's Arthur, who decided to dive into his town's history. He spent weekends visiting local museums, reading old archives, and even joining a historical walking tour. What he uncovered about his own neighborhood amazed him. He learned about hidden underground tunnels, legendary figures from the past, and stories of resilience that shaped the community. These experiences gave him a renewed sense of connection to the place he'd called home for decades. For retirees like Linda and Arthur, adventure isn't defined by how far you go or how much you spend. It's about curiosity, presence, and a willingness to see the world with fresh eyes. Whether it's exploring a nearby park, trying a new recipe inspired by a different culture, or simply taking a different route for your daily walk, redefining adventure means embracing the idea that excitement can be found anywhere. Now, let's dive deeper into how these so-called micro-adventures can fit seamlessly into daily life, no matter where you are or what stage of life you're in. Now, let's explore a topic that lies at the heart of staying adventurous: letting go of fear. Fear can be a powerful barrier, especially as we grow older. It often whispers doubts about our abilities, questions our safety, or magnifies the unknown. But for many retirees who continue to live boldly, the real adventure begins when they confront and release those fears. Take Harold, for example. At 72, he decided to try something that terrified him: skydiving. He had always loved watching planes soar through the sky, but never imagined himself jumping out of one. After months of hesitation, he finally took the leap, literally. As he descended, the world opened up beneath him in a way he'd never seen before. The experience didn't just give him a rush of adrenaline. It taught him that fear often builds walls where none exist, and that breaking through them can lead to unimaginable freedom. Then there's Patricia, who faced a very different kind of fear. For years, she avoided public speaking, even at small family gatherings. But after retiring, she joined a local storytelling group. With practice and support, she found her voice and, more importantly, her confidence. Now, she travels to libraries and community centers, sharing tales from her life and inspiring others to embrace their own stories. These examples show that fear doesn't have to define us. Whether it's traveling solo to a country where you don't speak the language, signing up for a dance class as the oldest person in the room, or even trying an activity that feels out of reach, each step forward reshapes how we see ourselves. And as we shed these fears, we create space for growth, joy, and the kind of adventures that make life unforgettable. With this in mind, let's now shift our focus to how retirees continue to expand their horizons by acquiring new skills, proving that it's never too late to learn and grow. As we turn the page to another inspiring chapter, we find that the journey of growth doesn't end when the working years do. In fact, for many retirees, it's only the beginning. The 10th lesson we'll explore is the power of keeping learning alive through new skills. This isn't just about staying busy, it's about staying curious, connected, and open to the world in ways that continually reshape their lives. Consider Margaret, who at 68 decided to pick up a camera for the first time. What started as a casual interest in photography soon blossomed into a full-fledged passion. She began capturing the beauty of nature in her local park, then ventured further to document landscapes and cultures across different countries. Her photos not only earned her a spot in a community art exhibit, but also connected her with fellow photographers half her age, sparking friendships she never expected. Or take George, a retired engineer who stumbled upon woodworking after a visit to a craft fair. Intrigued by the intricate designs, he decided to try his hand at it. Starting with simple birdhouses, he eventually crafted heirloom-quality furniture that now graces the homes of his family and friends. Beyond the tangible creations, woodworking gave George a renewed sense of purpose and an excuse to mentor younger hobbyists eager to learn from his experience. And then there's Elena, who defied expectations by diving into coding at the age of 74. With no background in technology, she took online courses to learn the basics of web development. Today, she builds websites for local nonprofits, combining her newfound tech skills with a lifetime of community service. These stories are proof that learning doesn't have an expiration date. Whether it's mastering a musical instrument, experimenting with painting, or even exploring the digital world, acquiring new skills opens doors we didn't know existed. It's not just about the skills themselves, but the ripple effect they create, boosting confidence, fostering relationships, and adding layers of richness to life. With this understanding of how learning fuels adventure, let's now look at how retirees take their journeys a step further by traveling with intention and purpose. As we journey deeper into the heart of what makes adventure meaningful, we arrive at a lesson that transforms travel from mere exploration into a powerful force for good. This is about traveling not just to see new places, but to leave a lasting impact, traveling with purpose. For many retirees, the world becomes a canvas not only for discovery, but also for giving back, immersing themselves in cultures, and chasing passions that redefine what it means to wander. Take Harold, for instance, who spent years climbing the corporate ladder only to find his true calling in the quiet villages of Guatemala. He joined a volunteer program building schools, and what started as a 2-week trip turned into a yearly commitment. Through these efforts, Harold didn't just construct walls, he built bridges of understanding, learning the local language and forming bonds with families whose lives were changed by his work. Then there's Patricia, a former teacher who traded her textbooks for a backpack and embarked on a mission to preserve traditional crafts in Southeast Asia. By living alongside artisans and participating in their workshops, she ensured these age-old techniques weren't lost to time. Her journey wasn't just about observing culture, it was about becoming part of it, ensuring her travels had a ripple effect far beyond her own experience. And let's not forget Richard, whose love for marine life led him to volunteer with ocean conservation projects in the Caribbean. At 72, he learned to dive, dedicating his days to cleaning coral reefs and educating tourists about sustainable practices. His work inspired others to join the cause, proving that age is no barrier to making a difference. These stories reveal a truth that goes beyond sightseeing. Travel becomes richer when it's rooted in purpose. Whether it's through volunteering, diving headfirst into cultural immersion, or pursuing passions that align with their values, retirees show us how to make every mile count. Their journeys remind us that adventure isn't just about where you go, but what you bring to the places you touch. With this inspiring look at how retirees are redefining travel, let's now turn our attention to how technology plays a role in their adventures, helping them stay connected, safe, and creative while documenting the stories they gather along the way. Moving forward, let's uncover how retirees are not just embracing adventure but also capturing it, sharing it, and letting it inspire others. Technology has opened doors that were once unimaginable, turning even the simplest journey into a story worth telling. For retirees like Susan, gadgets like GPS devices have become trusted companions. Whether she's navigating the winding trails of the Swiss Alps or finding her way through bustling markets in Marrakech, these tools keep her safe while giving her the confidence to explore further. Beyond navigation, social media platforms have allowed retirees to connect with like-minded adventurers, sharing photos of their hikes, posting updates from road trips, or even joining online groups dedicated to travel. They've found ways to stay engaged with a global community that fuels their wanderlust. But technology doesn't stop at convenience and connection. It also plays a role in documenting adventures in ways that endure long after the journey ends. Take George, for example, who started a blog at the age of 68. What began as a personal diary of his cross-country road trips soon blossomed into a vibrant space where fellow travelers could find tips, stories, and encouragement. His posts, filled with vivid descriptions and practical advice, remind us that documenting journeys not only preserves memories but also creates a legacy of inspiration. For those who prefer a more tactile approach, journaling remains a timeless favorite. Mary, a retired nurse, carries a leather-bound notebook wherever she goes. Each evening, she spends time writing about her day, what she saw, how she felt, and the people she met. These pages, filled with her thoughts and sketches, have become a cherished keepsake that she shares with her grandchildren, passing down stories of a life well lived. Then there are retirees like James, who took up videography after his first international trip. Armed with a simple camera, he started recording snippets of his travel, sunsets over the ocean, bustling city streets, quiet moments in nature. Editing these clips into short films, he now shares them on video platforms where thousands of viewers have found joy in his perspective. Through these creative outlets, retirees not only preserve their experiences but also invite others to see the world through their eyes. Whether through words, images, or videos, documenting their journeys gives them a sense of purpose and allows their adventures to live on, touching lives far beyond their own. As we celebrate how retirees are using technology and creativity to enhance their adventures, we now turn to a more reflective aspect of their journeys, how gratitude and introspection deepen their connection to life's every moment. As we shift our focus to the final chapters of this journey, we arrive at two lessons that tie everything together: practicing gratitude and reflecting on life's path. These aren't just abstract ideas but powerful tools that retirees use to savor every moment and uncover deeper meaning in their adventures. Take Margaret, for instance, who begins each day by jotting down 3 things she's grateful for. Some days it's as simple as the sunrise casting golden light over her garden. Other days it's the memory of a recent trip to Japan where she walked beneath cherry blossoms in full bloom. This habit has transformed how she views her experiences, turning even the smallest moments into sources of joy. Margaret often says that gratitude has given her a lens to see the beauty in life, whether she's scaling mountains or sipping coffee on her porch. Reflection, on the other hand, allows retirees to pause and connect the dots of their journey. For Richard, a former teacher, this practice came naturally after he began writing letters to his grandchildren. In these letters, he shares not just stories of his travels but also the lessons he's learned along the way. He writes about the time he got lost in a small Italian village and ended up sharing dinner with a local family, an experience that taught him the value of trusting strangers. These reflections don't just preserve memories, they help him find purpose in his past and inspiration for the future. Together, gratitude and reflection create a cycle of fulfillment. Gratitude amplifies the joy of the present, while reflection deepens the understanding of where one has been. It's no surprise that retirees who embrace these practices often describe their lives as richer and more meaningful. As we wrap up these lessons, it becomes clear that adventure isn't just about where you go. It's about how you carry the essence of those experiences within you, letting them shape your perspective and enrich your spirit. With this in mind, let's take a moment to consider how these final insights can guide us all toward living with greater intention and appreciation. As we turn the page to a new chapter in our exploration of staying adventurous, let's zoom in on a concept that proves adventure doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful: micro-adventures. These bite-sized bursts of excitement are perfect for fitting into even the busiest schedules, and they remind us that adventure is as much about mindset as it is about location. For instance, urban exploration can transform a routine day into something extraordinary. Imagine wandering through a part of your city you've never visited before, discovering hidden murals, quirky cafes, or historic landmarks you never knew existed. Even a simple change of route on your daily walk can spark curiosity and make the familiar feel fresh. If you're someone who enjoys the outdoors, consider a day hike. You don't need to summit a mountain to feel accomplished sometimes. A nearby trail with scenic views is all it takes to recharge your spirit. And for those who prefer culinary thrills, why not try a food you've never eaten before? Whether it's a dish from a different culture or an exotic fruit at your local market, experimenting with flavors can be a delicious form of adventure. The beauty of micro-adventures lies in their accessibility. You don't need expensive gear, weeks of planning, or a passport to embark on these journeys. All it takes is a willingness to step outside your comfort zone and embrace the unexpected. Retirees who have embraced this approach often share how these small adventures add up, creating a tapestry of memorable experiences that rival even the most elaborate trips. As we continue, let's carry forward this idea of making every day an opportunity for discovery, because sometimes the smallest steps lead to the biggest transformations. Up next, we'll delve deeper into how lifelong learning can amplify these adventures, opening doors to skills and connections you might never have imagined. Stepping into the realm of lifelong learning, we uncover a treasure trove of benefits that extend far beyond simply acquiring new skills. This expanded exploration of Lesson 10 reveals how embracing education at any age can profoundly shape both the mind and the heart. For retirees, this journey of discovery often becomes a cornerstone of staying adventurous and engaged with the world. Studies show that continuous learning can boost cognitive function, keeping the brain sharp and reducing the risk of memory-related challenges as we age. Imagine the joy of mastering a new language or finally understanding the basics of photography activities that not only stimulate the mind but also open doors to deeper connections with others. Take the story of Margaret, a retiree who decided to enroll in an online coding course just for fun. What started as a curiosity soon turned into a fulfilling hobby, and today she helps local nonprofits build websites to share their missions with the world. Her story is a testament to how learning can lead to meaningful contributions and renewed purpose. Beyond the cognitive perks, there's an emotional side to lifelong learning that's equally powerful. Engaging in new challenges fosters a sense of accomplishment and builds confidence. It reminds us that growth doesn't stop at any age and that the world is always offering something new to explore. And as we transition into the next lesson, we'll see how embracing technology can further amplify these adventures, turning knowledge into action in ways that were once unimaginable. Now that we've explored how learning keeps us vibrant and purposeful, let's shift our focus to the foundation of all discovery: curiosity. The first lesson on embracing curiosity daily is about transforming wonder into a way of life. Curiosity isn't just something we're born with, it's a muscle we can strengthen with practice. So how do retirees nurture this essential trait? One powerful method is through journaling. By dedicating a few minutes each day to write down questions, observations, or moments that spark intrigue, they create a habit of noticing the world around them. What if I took that cooking class? What if I visited that park on the edge of town? These small what-if questions can lead to big adventures. Another approach is setting weekly goals to try something unfamiliar, whether it's tasting an exotic fruit or exploring a hobby they've never considered. This mindset of exploration keeps life fresh and exciting, proving that every day holds the potential for discovery. As we move forward, keep in mind how curiosity and technology intersect, opening even more doors to uncharted territories. With curiosity paving the way for endless possibilities, it's time to turn our attention to another cornerstone of adventure: financial freedom. After all, even the most thrilling journeys require a solid plan to make them sustainable. The fifth lesson dives deeper into how retirees achieve financial flexibility by making smart, intentional choices. At the heart of this approach is budgeting, a practice that often gets overlooked but is essential for turning dreams into reality. Many retirees start by creating a clear picture of their expenses and identifying areas where they can cut back without sacrificing joy. For instance, downsizing their living space has been a game changer for some. Moving to a smaller home or a more affordable location not only reduces costs but also simplifies life, freeing up both time and resources for exploration. Beyond budgeting and downsizing, retirees have also discovered creative ways to generate income. Some tap into skills they've honed over decades, offering freelance consulting or teaching workshops. Others take on part-time work that aligns with their passions, like leading tours or working at a local farmer's market. These income streams, no matter how small, add up to create a financial cushion that allows them to pursue their adventures with peace of mind. As we explore the next lesson, consider how a mindset of resourcefulness can transform even the most ordinary choices into stepping stones for extraordinary experiences. As we bring these 15 lessons to a close, it becomes clear that adventure is not bound by age or circumstance, but by the choices we make every day. From nurturing curiosity to redefining what adventure means, from building supportive communities to embracing technology, these retirees have shown us that life doesn't have to slow down after retirement. It can expand in ways we might never have imagined. They've taught us the value of staying active, the importance of financial planning, and the joy of learning new skills. They've reminded us to seek purpose in our travels, to document our journeys, and to reflect on the beauty of life with gratitude. These lessons are not just for retirees, they are for anyone willing to see the world as a place brimming with possibilities. So, where will you start? Maybe it's as simple as trying a new recipe, taking a different walking route, or reaching out to someone with shared interests. Adventure doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. We'd love to hear from you. How do you plan to bring more adventure into your life? Share your thoughts or stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want more insights that inspire you to live fully, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Here's to embracing every moment and finding the extraordinary in the everyday. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you in the next video.